think overall I like Star Trek Discovery, the first 2 episodes, but I can't really tell. Before we start this video, I am going to be spoiling things. It accidentally happened, and I thought I'd warn you. I apologize. This is certainly very different than any Star Trek series we have seen before. For many reasons, we're focusing on one character, that character being the first officer of the ship. And then the 2-parter ends with her not being an officer on any ship. We haven't even seen the Starship Discovery yet. We haven't met its captain. So it's just, it feels different. And that's a good thing and a bad thing. We'll get there in a second. The parts that I liked about it, I am really digging the story. I think that Michael, the main character, is extremely interesting. I loved her dynamic with her captain. Shame that she died at the end. So, but the guilt that will be weighing upon her will probably be a prevalent theme, certainly throughout the next episode, if not the whole series, because it seems like that this series is going to follow the trend of things where it's like a serialized, continuous narrative, which Star Trek really hasn't done before, except in Deep Space Nine. You could argue Voyager, but not really. So I really liked that. I thought that the writing was good. I thought that the characters were compelling. Like I said, Michael was compelling. The science officer was interesting. I'd like to learn more about him. I liked the helmsman, who then also died. It seems like they're really getting deep into the characters in this show right off the bat, which I like. I'm interested to see what happens with the Klingons. They are certainly different, just like the series as a whole. I don't know how I feel about it yet. But it's certainly interesting. And then they killed off the big bad Klingon who was bringing them all together. So we'll see what happens there. We still have the albino Klingon running around, probably feeling that vengeance deep in his Klingon heart.
Do you know the Klingon proverb that tells us revenge is a dish that is best served cold?
But what I didn't like about the show, at all, was just how it looked. I mean, a combination of the ship. It's extremely busy on the inside. There's a lot happening, and this is supposed to take place 10 years before the original series, where they had cardboard and styrofoam making up the sets. The excuse for that being in the future now could be, oh, well, they've just simplified things. Technology's gotten so advanced that they are able to simplify it. It's a flimsy excuse at best, but it kind of works. But then when you have this show take place 10 years before that, and the technology is like, it clearly makes no sense. And I mean, they have hologram, whatever. The uniforms are also dull, just dull, on both the Federation and the Klingons. So I mean in terms of that. I also mean in terms of the camera work. Now, I understand that, and I full-heartedly believe that they should do more than the camera angles that were on, like, The Next Generation or the original series, for sure, where it's like standard shot of the whole ship, close-up of an officer, standard shot of the whole bridge. Like, I'd be more dynamic than that, but every single shot, or if not every single shot, it certainly felt like every single shot was just moving around constantly, and you could never, I have no idea what the bridge of this ship looks like, and we spent a large portion of the 2 episodes on it, just because we're moving here and there, and to and fro, and up and down, calm down, breathe. You two out there doing your drilling thing, calm down, thank you. Like, there was no visceral difference between how the climatic battle of the 2nd episode was shot and how, like, scanning for damage on a sensor hole or whatever, the most mundane thing, was shot in the 1st episode. Give a mix, a nice mix of the two, if you please. Thank you very much. Some, like, nice, calm, establishing shots. Here's the whole bridge. here's all of the officers doing their workload and stuff. Okay, and now we're in the action scene. Yeah, things are getting crazy. Move the camera to and fro and hither and thither. But not all the time. Even one of the, I think it was the second shot of the first episode, where Klingon dude, I feel so bad for this actor having to give it his entire opening monologue and most of his scenes in Klingon, a made-up language that just is not real, and he's in this prosthetic makeup, and he has work done on his teeth, and if he gets any of the words wrong, the nerds of the world will know, and they will hate him for it forever. But back to the shot. The shot was him talking, and it's going around his head from behind, but the focus wasn't on him, it was on all the Klingons gathered around him, which would be fine if any of them looked different than each other at all. They all looked this bland, dull, gray color, and they were all just stacked heads on heads on heads on heads on heads on heads. And it was moving too fast to look at anything. Like, that shot gave me motion sickness. It was bad. And like, most of the screen is his head out of focus. I don't know. Cinematography and set design. Currently, my two biggest problems with the show. Now, hopefully when they're actually on the Starship Discovery, which you know the show is named after, they'll have that nice establishing shot of the bridge. You'll get to see what's going on. You'll understand how it works better. But so far, I am aesthetically displeased with Star Trek Discovery. And also it just continuously breaking the continuity. I'll have another video where I'm going to make fun of Star Trek's continuity in a parody coming up soon-ish. It'll be relevant for a while Star Trek Discovery continues to come out. I'll have that coming out sometime in October, along with some other stuff that you'll see real soon. So subscribe if you want to catch up on all of that. Leave a like. If you did, comment below what you thought of Star Trek Discovery, if you've seen it, or if you've only seen one of the two episodes that came out because you only watched it when it came out on CBS and don't feel like signing up to see the second half of the pilot episode because that was a dumb decision. Let me know that too. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good week. How did I not end my video